My name's Robert. I'm living with severe haemophilia A. Currently, I am involved with a charity, an HIV charity. That's the biggest thing I'm actually currently doing. I'm a trustee of that.
I'm Richard Woodhouse, haemophiliac with hepatitis C.
Yes, I'm Jack Leahy. I'm 48 years old. I'm medically retired. I've been for the last 10, 11 years. I suppose you're classed as a house husband.
My name is Bill. I'm 53 years old and I have severe haemophilia B.
My name is Chris Hodgson. I suffer from severe haemophilia. I'm aged now 63.
Before I was really ill, I sort of acknowledged myself as being disabled, I guess. I'd lived a much more active life. I used to run a video unit, so a lot of running around filming and things like that, which was great fun.
Some of the things that are important in my life are my family. My daughter recently made me a grandfather for the first time. I'm thoroughly enjoying that. It's very different from being a dad.
I worked for an electronics company for 11 years before I medically retired. I'm on a medical pension now. I'm an old age pensioner.
There were things like cricket, which I was clearly quite good at, and I practiced in the nets, and then I wanted to play in a game, and the master said, "I'll have to speak to your mother." My mother came back within 24 hours and said, no possibilities, he mustn't play sport. The only thing I could do was swim, play some tennis, but then the tennis was curtailed because in the end the damage to the joints stopped me running.
Had I not had haemophilia, I think I would have liked to have been a bit more of a traveller than I have been. For one reason or another, I've not been able to travel very much during my life.
One of the regrets, apart from not being able to achieve what I wanted to with my life, is, particularly with the virus, it's sort of getting in the way of relationships and making me a bit reluctant maybe to sort of be with someone.
Haemophiliacs get two distinct types of pain, I think. They get the type of pain that you have when you've got a severe bleed. It's very, very severe at times. And there's the more chronic pain that you get with the arthritis that the haemophilia causes.
The main pain that I suffer from now is the awful nagging pain or sort of severe pain that I get from my joints when I walk. They have deteriorated through the years. My knees are fixed now, so that's not so bad. But like today when I'm fishing, by the end of the day, even though I enjoy the fishing, my ankles are absolutely had it, knackered as it were.
Back, lower joints, which are my ankles completely had it. On my back, my neck, and up until recently, my elbows are starting to take the strain now.
My left ankle is the most damaged. I've got about 50% movement. My right ankle isn't quite as damaged, but I get quite a lot of pain from there. A type of arthritic pain.
At the moment I can feel an ache in my kidney. My knee, where I've just had a joint replaced, is sort of clenching me. My ankles are a bit sore. That's what I'm having now, this minute.
No, mornings are worse for me when I wake up. I have trouble even sitting up in bed without being in a lot of pain. When I wake up, I stuff my face with painkillers, 2 or 3 cups of tea, half a dozen cigarettes, and I'm ready to take on Rambo.
It can really eat into your sleep time, and that ruins the rest of the day, really.
I think it's the knowledge every day that sometime during the day, and particularly if you're very busy or very active, that the pain will have some effect on you.
It can make you feel very, very black indeed. The problem is that it can happen in a way that you're not aware of. It's not like, 1 minute you're down and next minute you're up, or at least not for me. I've found in the past that I just find myself getting deeper and deeper and deeper into darkness and being more and more blue.
Sometimes I'm fighting the pain. I mean, I get up and sometimes and I'm almost in tears because I'm in so much pain. But if I find myself I don't do it, then what's the point? Or what's the point in just sitting there and just being a cabbage?
I think in the 18 months before I had my knee replacement, my knees replaced, I got really quite insular. It was difficult to get about. I couldn't walk very well. I couldn't drive terribly easily. So it was very difficult to get out.
Later in life, I'd been working on a car and I banged my hand, and it was bleeding. But I'd been invited to go fishing that evening, and I went fishing, caught a trout. But by that time, the pain was getting worse and worse.
It made me very grumpy. It made me very depressed. Very depressed.
But the pain was so bad, so intense, that the only way, I didn't know what to do. You didn't know really what to do. So I poured a bowl of boiling water and I plunged my hand in it. Now I knew it was the worst possible thing to do because it would make the bleeding worse, but I had to get rid of that pain.
Dealing with self-pity and anger is not an easy thing. And I think it's an understandable reaction. I mean, we all have it, everybody has it. But when you feel like you're sort of removed from life through your illnesses and so on, like I do, obviously the self-pity can really get hold of you. And it will never, ever go away, and it's always in danger that you might go in there. But I try to be positive and try and get on with what I've got.
It's not helpful to be negative about your pain at all, to think that there's nothing you can do about it. It's much more helpful to feel that your pain is manageable, that you can cope with it and have a normal life.
I survived bloody 15 years before there was any drug therapy. And I'm convinced that's because, although I was pretty devastated by it. I was sad and I was angry. And a lot of people, maybe watching this, that are in the same situation as me and with that age group, older, younger, would probably feel the same thing. I think that's something that people that I've met that live with a condition feel the same thing. You feel a lot of anger about that.
I can get angry when I get down or fed up, and I can get angry. I think small things. I mean, if you've got a lot going on, something quite small will trigger the anger.
It's very easy to sort of think that life owes you something, but I just suddenly realised, and it's easy to say, well, why not you? Why should it not be me who's got this and blah blah blah. It's easy to say, and you can say to someone, well, there are other people worse than you in the world and blah blah. But there comes a point when you actually feel that and you actually realise, yes, actually, it's just the throw of the dice. It just happened to be me that got it. Get on with it.
All the time. I get angry with myself. I'm on my own most of the day. My daughter's at college and my wife's out at work. But sometimes I just sit here and laugh because there's certain things that I can't do. I might drop a pen on the floor and I'd have to get down my backside to pick it up, but then I can't get back on the chair again because my arms won't allow me. I can't bend my legs to get on my knees to get back up again, and I just sit there and laugh sometimes.